Hello, and welcome to today's subscriber contract, Surgical Mishap, set in Hokkaido and supplied to us today by JosephsBatman. So moving on to our briefing, short and sweet, I'm totally getting fired, Surgeon 47. So moving on to our targets, and today we have 5 of them, along with 1 objective. And for today's challenge, we'll be starting as the surgeon. We're going to have a remote emetic gas grenade stored up in the morgue storage, and we'll be bringing with us a vial of lethal poison and a silenced pistol.
I am programmed to engage
So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to vacate this area as soon as the enforcer passes behind us. We're going to make our way down to the sleeping quarters just outside of the morgue area. So we're just going to make our way through the morgue all the way down and to the sleeping quarters. And once in there, we will find on one of the beds the neuro remote control. Luckily we don't need a key card or anything. This outfit will get us where we need to go. So once we've got the remote, we're going to return back to the morgue, and the mortician currently in the fridge room, I believe it is. So we again make our way straight back into the morgue, make sure that both of the surgeons in the autopsy room have their backs to us. There they are. And then we can make our way through the furnace room into the fridge room, and we're just going to hide ourselves behind the expired motorcyclist, and we're going to trigger the neurochip remote, and that will send our first target into a state of euphoria. And once they have adjusted to the medicine, we're going to click the remote once again, which will send them crashing the other way. So while they are off and dealing with their emotions, we're going to grab the scalpel on our way to the storage room, retrieve our gas grenade from the briefcase, return it to the briefcase, and then we're going to make our way back upstairs to the operating floor, and we're going to just double check and see which of our next targets are available. So we have this gentleman right here. He is going to be a little while, I think. We've just missed the guard from the toilet. He's just gone and sat back down. So our next target will be the gentleman or the guard on guard up on the floor above us. So we're going to head back to the stairs we came up, and we're going to make our way up to the next floor. We're going to open the door and throw our briefcase into the stairwell. That will get the attention of our target, and when he comes along, we're going to introduce him to cold steel. Very, very sharp cold steel. If you get cut by a scalpel, you don't even realize you've been cut. They are that sharp. So once he's radioed in and he makes his way in here, we're just going to give him a quick trim around the neck area. There we go. We're going to leave him there. He won't be found as long as we don't cause any panic. We're going to return now back to the floor below, and we are going to see which of our targets will be next. So let's make our way back into the intensive care lab, and it looks like the patrolling guard has just gone into the bathroom, so he has volunteered himself to be next in line. So we're just going to crouch down so that he doesn't see us in the mirror. We're going to introduce him to our scalpel, and then we are going to deposit him in the cubicle directly behind us before the young lady in the intensive care lab makes her way into the bathroom. Of course, if she is making her way into the bathroom, that means our next target is now available. As you can see, he's on the other side of the room now, so we can now add our lethal poison to the glass on the corner of the console here, and in a little while he will go back to that and he will drink it, and he will find it not to his liking. So next up, we're going to make our way around to the operating room. We've just missed the chief surgeon, but if we look out the window, we can see the mortician currently feeling very, very sorry for himself, and he is about to quit his job and vacate his position, and he's going to make his way down the mountain at the fastest possible route. So there he goes. And he's going to bounce his way all the way back down to terra firma, and we will then be left with the chief surgeon, and he will be out of the surgery department very shortly. We can go in and get him if we so wish. There is an enforcer in there, but I'm going to wait for him to return whilst we also wait for our other target to sample his poisoned bottle of water, which he has just done. So he will go down like a tree. Here comes the chief surgeon, and we're just going to bump into him and trigger our gas grenade. He will get sick and he will make his way to the empty cubicle in the bathroom. Let's hope he doesn't go into the occupied one, as it might give him a bit of a scare. But if he drops from a heart attack, that works in our favour. So we're just going to wait in the bathroom ahead of our chief surgeon, and when he comes in, he will go into the first cubicle, and we can then very casually follow him inside, close the door behind us, drop our briefcase as we don't need that anymore, and give the chief surgeon a well-deserved, nice, refreshing cold drink. So with all of our targets now dealt with, all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape. And if we hop out of the window here, the nearest available safe exit will be the helicopter exit. So we're going to get a nice helicopter in the deal here. So there we go, one more subscriber contract taken care of. And once we get away from Hokkaido, we will get confirmation all of our targets have been eliminated according to plan. We met our objective, and we get a silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.